Hey there. Finally getting going here. Hi. Hi. Queuing up all my things here. I've got my phone. I have that going. Hey, Evelyn. I see you watching there. Okay. Oh, everything just shifted on my desk. Alright. Oh, my camera's all crooked. So, had a bit of a head scratcher tonight. So in our mail, oh hey Elaine, thanks for watching as well. So in our mail, we received the information for in our region for garbage pickup. They're gonna start rolling out the whole wheeled bins, garbage bins that are meant for automatic pickup. So say for example, it works as when they come pick it up, the truck is supposed to just grab the bin and empty it to the thing. Which okay, cool, except how well is that gonna work around here? Because our driveways are slightly sloped, not like super sloped. Like, hear me out. Because people are saying I'm overthinking it. Yeah, okay, but we're in a townhouse. There's a lot of us here. Hey, peekaboo. And the thing is, it's like our driveways are slightly sloped, and at the end of our driveway, we have like, it's like a sidewalk, but not. It's like a little, I call it like a fire route path. It's not really a sidewalk, but it's got like a little paved section where you can put the recycling and stuff when it's recycle day and garbage day. But again, it's slightly sloped. So we're supposed to be getting these bins that can fit 3 to 4 garbage bags. So they're going to be heavy buggers. We got to wheel it down our little driveway and then position it perfectly so when the truck rolls up, it's supposed to grab the bin and, do its thing. So it has to be in the perfect spot, which means our driveways are more raised than, the common pathways. So that's going to be a problem. And another problem is some people might just stick it in the actual main common driveways, which is our fire route. So it's like, okay, come garbage day, am I going to have to dodge all these goddamn bins everywhere? That's going to be a problem. Hello. And also, remember, our past winter was so horrible. Where are we supposed to put these bins? So, I don't know. Here's a poll. Are these a good idea? Are these a bad idea? Does anyone have experience with these things? Looks like Elaine's aware of this from her mom's area. Like, when you're in a townhouse complex, they're harder to use. Hey, if you're on a regular residential street, whatever, have at it. So, my query is, am I overthinking it? Because someone claims I am, and I'm like, because I posted in the Facebook chat for the townhouse thing saying, hey, board directors and condo corp, I think we need some formal direction on what we're supposed to do with these bins. Like, we need more information here. I mean, the region's making us do it. Thankfully, not thankfully, but I guess garbage recycling pickup is part of our property taxes with the region. But still, we need direction. So, am I wrong? Am I not wrong? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I think they're going to be a bit of a challenge in the beginning, especially in the wintertime. Come on. Look at the winter we just had. We couldn't even put snow anywhere. So it's like, how are we supposed to do recycling day? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm just doing more of these same cards over and over that we've been watching me do for a while now. This is my last envelope. We don't have a grassy part close to the curb. We don't. And again, it's sloped. So, I don't know. Yeah, we don't have a grassy patch. Remind me, I'll take a picture of the front one these days just to show you. Like, it's slightly sloped. It's not like badly sloped, but it's sloped enough that, I don't know, I think they're going to be a pain in the butt. Because if we're supposed to be able to fit like 3 to 4 garbage bags in these buggers, they're going to be heavy buggers. And I know they're supposed to be good to help prevent wildlife and less wind issues and blowing garbage everywhere, yada, 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 yada. But still, they're going to be a pain in the butt to move. So, and there's an issue that I haven't said yet, is where are we supposed to store these, 6 days of the week kind of thing. Because, yeah, Again, limited space. Anyway, I don't know. It's just me. How did I design this card? Good question. I'm looking for my original one, which is Way to Fudge over there. I gotta be careful because buddies. Oh, I see now. I'm gonna bring in one of my sample ones. I've already made of this card, so I know what the heck I'm doing. So I don't know. I also like to be a pain in the butt about things. It's like, okay, here's a rollout of something. If the board of directors and stuff are gonna waste time on silly topics, here's a topic they can waste time on. Yeah, the parking wars here. We have not figured out our solution for ourselves. Like, because right now we're okay. Anyway, so, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'll get some pictures. Like, I mean, it's not impossible. It can be done here for this garbage thing, but it's still gonna be a problem, especially winter. Like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, I mean, I get it. We have no control of what happens outside the house because it's condo kind of thing. So with that in mind, it's like, yeah, it's we can't like chisel anything. We can't change anything out there. But still, this kind of makes me laugh. Oh well. I'm just a me. All right, so I've got that adhered to my white card base. I have these remaining pieces left that I'm gonna use. So a whole bunch of fussy cutting, and feel free to hang out or grab a tea or a drink or some other type of drink, or grab a doodle because I've got two doodles. I got him under me. She's nearby. They're being good little kids tonight. They were super hyper when they came home, like bark, 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 bark. Anyway, yes, I just felt to move because I made noise. I made fun noises, and I still have to get to these scraps. So, yeah, I might be on crafting for a while because it's Friday night. Yay! And it's occurred to me tonight. I gotta talk to my boss at work next week ish because he's talking about a summer weekend project, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta make sure June is good because, dude, I got stuff going on. So, might want to already put the bug in his ear on, hey, dude, you're talking about doing this project in the summer. June's not really a good idea for me right now. So, I gotta figure all that out. Alrighty, so I'm not sure where I'm putting all these pieces on the project here, but I'm just in the meantime mucking around and see when I'm gonna bring in my garbage scraps because these are gonna go into the not scrappy bin, the shaker bin of excess pieces. So I even have a couple of the pieces from last night. Figure, yeah, why not? That would fit well. Anyway, but yeah, I just figured share my story. It's like about the garbage bins. I mean, there's no harm in talking about it, making it a community topic because, hey, it is going to impact us here. So why not make it a community topic? But no. And then meanwhile, I've been sorting through the Let Them Theory audiobook. I forget the woman's name who wrote it. She's the one who's speaking it. And some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with. So that's a bit of a meh happening in my head. But it's been a decent. It's one of those books that, like for self-help and whatever, that it's one of those that I might actually, when I'm done listening to it, I'll listen to it again. And I don't usually do that. Like, it's got some good stuff in it that, yeah, and I'm sure I've missed some sections because, you know, I'm multitasking, I'm working on something, I'm half paying attention. So, yeah, I'm going to have to probably go back and check out more audio on it because it's got some stuff in there that I'm like, huh, that I agree with certain things. Other topics I don't agree with. I was talking with my partner about that tonight, and we're like, yeah, no, it makes sense. You know, obviously there's going to be times that, you know, some perspectives we'll agree with, other perspectives we don't. So it's like, okay, well, it's good to know that I'm not just, you know, being an impossible kitty by I don't agree with it. where I'm trying to give it a good whirl, because it's been a pretty good audiobook for me. There's also a printed version somewhere, wherever the heck it is. But in the meantime, it's serving me well. Alright. As I go, I'm just checking to see if any of these are good for Scrappy, but they're not. So, these pieces. But yeah, let's just cut all these out and then see what I get into. So, otherwise, how's everybody's Friday? Friday's a good day. Yeah, I'm glad it's Friday. I finally feel better, even though I came home, took a nap. just tired enough that I'm like, I just need a nap, chill for a while. And I had to get up because my mom called about, what did she call about? I don't know. Am I still sick? No, why are you sleeping? I took a nap. It's Friday. Some Fridays I take a nap. It's been a long week. Why not? Anyway, she wanted to know how the pups were, because they had blood work done on Monday. Oh, Monday feels like a long time ago. And she wanted to know the results, because I forgot about it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're fine. They're all good, nothing flagged, so they're fine. And then I could tell she was lonely, so I had to chat with her for a while. I was like, okay, I knew it was going to come up, because last night was a quick, 1-2 minute thing, so tonight was, yeah, make more of an effort, give her a little bit of time when I had some time. So then she had some stories about things that I'm kind of like, again, other head scratchers. Oh, so Evelyn's Wi-Fi's acting up. Well, that's great. Bad Wi-Fi. Doesn't that suck though when a Wi-Fi acts up? And it's something that when I was a kid, what's Wi-Fi? I don't know. Even a lot of us, what was Wi-Fi when we were younger? I don't know. Now it's like we have to have Wi-Fi. I just realized, what does Wi-Fi mean? Wireless? Okay, it's gonna bug me. What's my device? Hey, Echo. What does Wi-Fi mean?
According to Wikipedia, Wi-Fi is a family of wireless network protocols based on the IEEE 802.11 family of standards, which are commonly used for local area networking of devices and internet access, allowing nearby digital devices to exchange data by radio waves.
Okay, not the answer I was looking for. I just want to know how did they get the term Wi-Fi? Never mind. That takes too much effort to search right now. If anybody knows what Wi-Fi means, drop it in the comments. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm just cutting away here. All these pieces. I still have like 4 more after this. And see what I can come up with. Oh, so Evelyn's trying to make some food. What do you have, Evelyn? I'm kind of hungry again. We ate earlier. We had our factors. Tonight was garlic chicken, I think it was. I don't know. I'd have to look it up again. I don't remember what we had. It was chicken and it was garlicky. It had potatoes. It had green beans. It was okay. Some are better than others. Between that and the other one left, I was kind of like, I don't know what to have tonight, so I went with that one. The other one is less interesting for me. Some weeks we get some good stuff. Other weeks it's kind of meh, for type of foods that we get. Alright, so I'm getting all these cut out. Lots to cut out. So any plans for the weekend? So when I do these videos, the last little while I'm using ChatGPT. I always get the words wrong. And I use a little widget, Helpful Holly, to help me write some of these captions for these videos. So tonight was like, I don't know, I'm like, can you help me write a short video for my live video, a short description for my live video? And I include, it's Friday night, lack of social life. Just trying to be funny. Because it's like, yeah, because I think my neighbor, I think tomorrow night, she's going to a local concert. And I'm like, huh, I don't remember the last time I went to a concert. It's been a long time. So it's like one of these, well, which, hey, good for her. Hope she has a great time, actually. But to me, I'm like, I don't want to go out to a local concert. At least it's local for her, you know. But I'd have to be really wanting to go. It has to be something I'm really interested in. And that's Journey idea. It's like to go to concerts. Has to be something you want to see. But I don't know. That's what I realized. Like it's Friday night and I'm here. I'm home. I kind of realized that for most nights of the week, I'm actually home. I don't really go out as much as I used to. I don't have much of a social life. That's okay. And I guess part of it is sparked by, again, the audiobook I'm listening to. It's actually, it addresses more than just emotions. It addresses about relationships with family and friends, and it talks about. So one of the good takeaways I have from this book, and by the way, Evelyn has pork roast she cut up in skillet browning. Oh, that actually sounds really good. I love pork. Anyway, so the audiobook talks about, when we were kids, how easy it is to make friends because we're around everyone all the time in school. Makes sense. And then as adults, it's actually harder to maintain relationships because we're all at different stages of life. So especially everyone on this chat, we're all different. We're all different age groups, I believe, or at least varying different levels. Apparently Elaine's got laundry and some more organizing in the craft room. That's actually a good plan. So with the whole like friendship thing with different stages of life, because the book writer was on about 3 factors that makes a difference with friendship, especially as adults. Time, energy, and proximity. Proximity, meaning if we're close to each other. So say I see my neighbor here quite frequently. We've become good friends because I see her quite frequently, or people I go to work with, I get along with, versus people who live further away, I may not see them as often, kind of thing. So it was just interesting perspective. Oh, and then energy. Oh, and also time of stage of life. So it had all these great points about how friendships kind of go and how people are in that. And it's like, yeah, no, that makes sense that, people who I used to be friends with before, I may not have the same connection anymore because either I've changed or they've changed. And then also to create good new relationships, it takes, I think she was saying for statistics, something like it takes like 70 hours actual time with that person to have the start of a connection. And for them to become a bestie, it's like 200 hours kind of thing. So in the world of adultness, that is super hard to do. So I'm going to stamp the phrase because I don't know where I'm going to put all these pieces yet. So it was just really interesting to hear stuff that helped kind of validate what I've kind of already known. That I'm like, yeah, it is hard to connect to people as we get older. And people come and go so easily. So it was fascinating. I'm like, yeah, that actually helped for me. And it also helps understand that, people are going to come and go no matter what the circumstances is, and it's okay. And the whole, let go kind of thing. It's, hey, enjoy what I have now because people will here and there. Hopefully people will stay on a long time. That's always the quest, But things will change. So, yeah, no, it's just really interesting. I'm doing a lot of self-help stuff. It's part of my angle of my own personal growth. I'm into psychology and that. So, but it is interesting. So I'm gonna rotate some of these pieces because I'm gonna put that right on the bottom. Now, for some reason, this card is boring me. Like it, I don't like it. Oh, I forgot something. Actually, no, I have 1 heart left. I'm gonna save it for the last card. Okay. This needs something, eh? I'm trying to think of what it is. Because I've made these so many times that I'm actually getting bored with it. So that's the other one. Like, it's cute. It's just, I think because I've done so many, I gotta change it up. I just don't know how I want to change it up. I still have the thread. I could do something with it. Yeah, I'm just thinking for a moment. Da, da, da. Doesn't help that I already glued it down, the red piece. Okay, so yeah, that kind of sucks that I already glued it down. Oh, I'm thinking. I got a partial idea. But yeah, I already glued it down. I'm thinking. Lost in thought. Because I'm thinking about putting some thread across and then resting that on it, just to give it a little more focal to work with. So I can do that, but I gotta. But you know what? I'm gonna glue those other pieces down now, because if I don't do it, I'm gonna mess up. So I kind of like where they're positioned. So we'll do that now before I totally muck up this card. You know, I kind of like this card. But just to change it up a little. Of course, I can't remember where I'm putting all these pieces, but that's okay. We're getting there. Glue one little heart, and I'm gonna glue that key on anyway. Once this wants to let me glue. Then the little key. There we go. Alright, so we got that. And then I'm gonna stick some adhesive on there. I'm gonna wrap this around a few times. So it's gonna be also on the inside of the card, but that's okay. It would have been better if I had done this before I glued the red down, but that's okay. It just needed something, you know? Okay, so they're just a couple strands, you know, across a few times. It's a little cheat that I do at times. I'm kind of stuck for ideas. I just feel like it needed something, you know? And then the back looks pretty good. And then that can go on. And there, I'm a little happier with it. It just felt like it needed a little bit of pizzazz of some sort, or whatever. So, it's gonna stick it on the frieze with dimensionals. And then we're gonna add bling. Yes, we need bling. So I hope this works. It better. Alrighty, so then Celebrate Love. Not bad, considering. And then we'll start with 3 blings, and then we might add more, we'll see. And then, so already thrown out there, I have 1 partial envelope left that I have currently in my possession. Would you like to see me finish the last card and do something with it? Let me know. Then I can kind of more or less call this done. Then I can see how many cards I got out of... Actually, no, I'm not done. Oh, fudge. I forgot I got all these scraps. Alright, I might be crafting for a few hours tonight, so if you want me to stay on, I'll stay on. Oh boy. I forgot. I still got scrappies, damn it. I love scrappies! It's just I forgot. You know. Too much to do and not enough time, you know. Okay, everyone wants me to stay. Yeah, I'll stay on for a while. It's Friday. There we go. There's that card done. Actually, looks pretty good, considering. Alright. So. I guess we're going for it. Alright, let me... Oh, sorry, buddy. I just accidentally knocked him in the head with my foot. Let me reach for the other style of card that I was doing. Oh, shoot. I'm super stepping on him. Sorry, buddy. My little baby. Alright, I gotta reach for the other style, so I know what the heck I'm doing. So there we go. Let me find some pieces. Alright, so white card base. So according to Evelyn, her cats hid her headset. Oh boy. So she can't DJ tonight. I should DJ sometime, but I just haven't got around to it. Just been busy in my own funk. Enjoying these crafting videos most nights of the week. So I'm just going to trim this down to 4 1/4. Oh, I got another little piece for Scrappy later. By 5 1/2, roughly. Buddy and Ivy. That's what I hear upstairs. Buddy and Ivy. Yes, they're the cutest little things ever. Alright, so this one gets the other stamp phrase. You have my heart, which is a good one. I've used it quite a lot in the last little while. There we go. You have my heart. Clean my stamp. Alright, and then... Oh, I gotta do the back of all these cards, too. That's gonna be fun. But I'll get to that later. I'll get to the very end. Alright, so then this just goes on with adhesive. This card's pretty simple, but cutesy. Slightly crooked, but that's okay. And then this was some other paper that I found that's almost the same as what I needed to make the mailbox. I'm like, yes. So then that gets dimensionals, and of course I colored it in with the markers. It was already pink paper before, but I just wanted to give it a little more darker without being too dark. Alright. So then peel off the white caps. I wonder how many scrappy cards I'm going to get out of that. I don't know yet. So Elaine found a bunch of plain red envelopes. Yeah, I can take them. I can try to dare myself not to use them for red paper. I don't know, but yeah, I'm willing to take a look at them for sure. So there's the heart. So here's all my stickers. I still have these 3 partial stickers left, which I might use for the scrappy cards. But yeah, no, I do some envelopes I do keep. But yeah, I'm definitely interested. Could be useful to put aside. Could be great for Christmas. Alright, so this is gonna get 5 pieces of bling. And then this is a really easy card. I've done a whole bunch of these and I actually really like it. And there we go. That's the easiest because I already had this prepped. Okay, so the next scrappy card. Alright, so let me, that's been a phrase lately, put some of these supplies away because that'll make things a lot easier for next round. Let me pull out all this stuff and see what we can work with. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in because we're going to do a lot of cutting now. And actually, before I get too messy, I'm going to... Yes, I could definitely use them for something. Alright, I'm going to grab another piece of white cardstock. Get prepped here. And then... get this cut, and then we're going to do Scrappy tonight. I'm not sure how many Scrappies I'm going to get. So I got these to start because I'm going to need them anyway. But I'm also going to need this when we get Scrappy going. But in the meantime, just enough to get some pieces cut and then determine what my plan is. So some of these might not be salvageable. No, it's not, because I wasn't sure at the time. So that way I can help weed out some of these. I have a great thing I can use for this. This thing to help sort my pieces as I go. And then that one, yeah, that'll do. So I usually do 1/2 inch when I go Scrappy mode, because I find that just works for me. And some of these, yeah, some of these are way too small, but that's okay. I wasn't sure at the time. So I'm just going to weed out. And then I've got red pieces, lots of red pieces. Just not sure how much Scrappies I'll get. Yeah, that's too small. That is too small. Kind of have something there, but again, too small. Because it can't be too tiny, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be able to use it for something. Yeah, too small. I'm being selective. Yeah, too small. There's a certain level I'll go to. Okay, there's a red. Small. Small. And of course, Buddy's still under me. So this step is always time consuming because I gotta cut all these pieces down, and whatever I don't use goes into the communal scrappy card pile that I have. Because if I don't use them here, I'll use them eventually for another future scrappy, for like a random scrappy. I'm getting low on my referral cards, so I'm gonna have to make some more, and that's where this stuff really comes into handy for the referral cards. So, gonna need more. Among my lengthy to-do list that I have going on. Yeah, it's too small. Some of these are really too small. Ooh, anyway. Get a little sleepy. Not a bad thing. But I want to craft. I'll have to check that out. Too small. Screw it. I don't even use much of the black pieces. I might just pitch them. Well, let's see. I only have really 2. So I'm just going to pitch those. Why not? I'm not going to use them. I draw a line. I actually tossed out something. Because it's just going to look funky that if I only have like 2 pieces of black with the rest of the scrappy cards. So, yeah. Might kind of impact the look a little. Yeah, just working through these piles of scraps. Because this red, the one side is striped, the other side's a solid red, so that's super useful for scrappy cards. Even though they're such little pieces. A little pain in the buggers, but still fun though. So Elaine has found a mystery card buried away somewhere. Well, that's cool. I'll have fun. Yeah, I gotta start making some new designs. I don't have any ideas right now. Haven't really worked on too much other than this lately. It's like I've been trying to work on what my plan is for 2025, and I'm realizing, you know, I work a full-time job. I've got so much on the go. It's hard to figure out what I want to do when I'm so busy. So that's a quest that I'm working on to try to line up into. Yeah, this pink is quite nice. But yeah, I still have some of my original puzzle packets kicking around. So if anybody wants them, let me know. I enjoy them. But yeah, I'll come up with new designs at some point. Because it does take some planning. It does take a little bit of trying to figure out. Because I try to come up with something that isn't totally, you know, left field of unknown. Like, because anytime I've done a mystery packet, I've actually made it myself, coming up with a version. So according to Evelyn, Junior gets clipped April 30th. Okay. Elaine's got plenty of work on. Well, that's good. So do I. My to-do list keeps growing. So then I'll get moments like this. It's like, oh, I just want to play with this. And then, you know, there goes a month. Yeah, I'll figure stuff out. I don't know right now, Elaine, how much a package. They're still the same ones. So let me think for a sec. When you saw me last month, that feels like a long time ago right now. I had them all there, so it's the same ones I've had. Just, you know, whatever. We can talk offline what pricing and that. Like I'm kind of back and forth on numbers and that. So, yeah, we'll sort it out. I just don't have new ones right now. Unless you want like a bag of scraps. That'd be actually, I might try that sometime. I might do a scrappy version just to see what will happen to it, you know. Well, that's actually a partial piece right there, but I'm gonna toss it. Yeah, a scrappy version might be funny. I'm tempted to do one now. I was doing $3. I think at the last event I was doing $2 just to kind of change it up a bit. But yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But because the ones I have are like last year's ones, maybe I'll do $2 right now to try to move some. I still have a whole bunch of Christmas ones. I found one actually. That was mine from the pajama party, and I don't even know where I put it. I put it somewhere. Cause I was cleaning out some stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, there's my packet. I had that. I didn't actually craft with it yet. I just have whatever. So yeah. So Elaine, you're yes to the scrappy version of a mystery card. Oh. Oh shoot, I just threw a piece of paper on the floor. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Give me a sec. Sorry, buddy. Okay, I need that one. For Scrappy. But yeah, maybe I'll try that. Maybe the next rounds will be a Scrappy mystery card. I think that'd be fun. Okay, there. Alright, I will do one. I'll do a few actually. I'll add that to my list. Not sure when I'll have it ready. Well, we'll see. I mean, they're not hard to make. It's more of seeing like me tonight cutting all these papers. It's just slightly time consuming because it does take a little bit of time to put together. Ooh. Alright, I'm getting there. And then I can see how many cards can I get out of these. So I also have to strategically figure out the layout like a little bit on, because I have solid red and I have red and then red stripes, and I've got the pink on one side and white on the other, and I've got a little bit of other here, so I'm gonna have to figure out my sequence. I'm used to usually using like 6 or so colors. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I've got 6. I got like 5-ish, so I can kind of make it work, but not all of it's going to last, because the pink's going to go pretty quickly too, so some of these cards might literally just be red. And it still might look really cool. We'll see. We're almost there. I've got a couple more pieces to go. But for me, this is such a great way of using up all these pieces. Alright, Elaine, I will do that. Yeah. I will put that. First, I gotta finish the class planning for this month, which I was almost. I was doing pretty good until, you know, life stuff happened. So I will catch up. Alright, so then. Okay, only one pink piece with the nice in the back. Okay. So, there we go. We're ready to go Scrappy. And I'm just gonna put the trimmer aside from now. So then the thing with my Scrappy for tonight, I gotta decide, do I want landscape or portrait? And actually, I'm just gonna rearrange some of this a little bit. There we go. I like to kind of alternate the colors a little bit. Okay, so I need a drink. All right. So do I want landscape or portrait? I prefer landscape, so I have to figure out my size. Now, whichever side that gets the stripes going across, the strips, I gotta make sure it's a good number. So it's 4 inches, because these are 1/2 inch strips, so that works. Okay. So there's my adhesive, so. Oh, Elaine wants the ones I still have. Oh, okay. Alrighty. For the 2 packages. Yeah, I will. You know what? What's going to happen is Squirrel Brain. Let me quickly add that to my notes. Just give me a sec. I use a program called Asana to keep track of tasks and that. I'm just going to quickly jot that in it now, because if I don't do it, I'm going to like forget, and then if I don't write it down, it's gone. So Elaine to existing puzzle packets or mystery packets, whichever. I'll know what it means. There we go. Okay, now we're good. And then create some scrappy puzzle packets. Because, yeah, I think that'll be really cool to come up with a few. Because I love scrappy cards. Okay, now we're good. So, because my phone's in use looking at the comments. So, what I do is adhesive the sides, you know, the edges, and then as I go, I fill in. So just to kind of show how I do this, I have 3 strips, and then I just fill in as needed on the pieces. So then first up, I'm going to use the little shiny side. And if need be, I can, so that's the only piece of that I have left, but that's okay. And then I gotta do a lot of chopping as we go. Whoops. So I like good edges to work with. And then to do this, I'm gonna need a whole bunch of pieces. And because I already have solid red, I'm not gonna alternate because I already have solid red. So I'll just work with what I got. And then, yeah, just enjoy Scrappy. Yeah, I'm partial to lists on certain things, so I have to review them. That's the only catch. And I'm not good at that. Okay, that just almost fit beautifully. Okay. It's a little cut off, but that's okay. I'll work with that. So then, yeah, just keep going over and over. And then, because I already... Ugh, I'm knocking things out. Oh, I just knocked things around. Alright, let me try that again. Alright, I'm going to cut that pink strip off because I kind of want it for what I'm doing. And then these excess pieces just goes into my little garbage bin that I'm going to eventually throw into the pile for doing shaker cards eventually. So then add that, and then just keep going and going and going. And then a lot of these I gotta trim to get the straight edge. Yeah, I'm not totally a fan of the scrappy card tonight, but we'll see. It might look good, might not. And I just kind of line at the top just to kind of see where the piece ends so I can add some adhesive to keep it going. Yeah, I do prefer having more colors to work with, to be honest. Makes it a little challenging. Alright, we're getting there. These strips are 1/2 inch, so 0.5 of an inch is what I do. I find they're easy to work. If I go any smaller, they're just going to be hard to work with. Like, I personally like them this size. Yeah, I'm running low on the pink, but that's okay. Yeah, that's correct what I'm doing there. Making sure I'm paying attention to my own system. Alright, another one of these. Add more adhesive. I'll probably get a second card just out of the existing pieces left, but we'll see. Another red. Then back to that again, that color, the stripe red. I don't know, for me this is relaxing. And then the pink, because I only have 2 strips left. Got some good pieces left. And then the red, so trim as needed. Oh yeah. Yeah, what I do is when I get the scraps from you, Elaine, I actually sort through them, and the ones that are just not quite thick enough, like if they're less than ½ inch, I toss them to my pile for shaker cards. Like I have a huge bag full of stuff like this, and I just hang on to. I really need to make some shaker cards. I'm like, I keep planning towards it, I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, that's going to be on my quest for soonish, is to actually make some of this stuff. Because I just find otherwise it's too hard to work with really small strips. So I have to use different adhesives or muck around with it some more or something. So I just use what you know, my size, which is the ½ inch. And it makes it easier for planning too, for sizing, for trying to figure out what's going to work or whatever. So we're pretty much there on this one. I'm just going to trim that off. So there we go. It looks kind of weird because I have the one piece, but whatever. It makes it, you know, its own unique. So to kind of show what's left is I've got a whole bunch of those, one strip and a bunch of red. So we're going to make another. And it's kind of neat what's happened with some of the randomness of the design. So, alrighty. Now, let's make another. So I'm just going to chop up another one of these. Maybe I'll get 2 more? I don't know. I'll stick around for a while. Until Facebook yells at me to log off. Kind of. We'll see. But when it comes to strips like the white, I actually pitch these little ones because, again, if they're less than, you know, ½ inch, I just don't keep them. Because I have so many white scraps, it's unbelievable. I gotta use them up. And like, even when I cut this, I'll have white scraps again. So I always get so many of these. So I gotta work on that. Alright, paper trimmer off to the side. Let's make another scrappy panel. See if I like these. See if I want to do something with them. Alright. So then, yeah, same thing again. I just start with the adhesive at the one side, the middle, and then the other side. And then just kind of work from there on what hits me. And again, just more or less the same thing I've been doing over and over. Now what I could do is these remaining pieces, I could use these scrappies as referral cards, potentially. I don't know. That's actually not a bad idea. That way it helps kind of use them up a little bit. Alrighty, and then another one of these. Now this makes it a little hard because this piece is not going to be big enough. So I'm just going to work with it as is. There we go. Alright, and then that pink, one teeny tiny piece of it left, which we're going to use. And then the rest is red on red, literally. If you want to give white scraps, you can. I just, you know. Oh wait, I did. Oh no, that's correct. I did the sequence right. It's just I do have a lot of white. It depends on what they are. Like if they're, you know, if you want to give them, that's fine. I will find a way of using them. Alright, and then this is my kind of OCD thing. Because I got that little piece of red, I'm still going to use it anyway. That way it makes this pretty quirky. And it's okay if it's a little crooked, because it's meant to be scrappy. And I just keep going and going and going. Oh, thanks, Evelyn. Well, like, you don't have to pre-cut them. I can just sort them and decide what I'm going to keep or not keep. It's all good. But yeah, generally, if it's, you know, half inch, I'll keep them. If they're aren't, I kind of toss them elsewhere. But yeah, I'm not as good as a fan. Oh, I got a piece of paper stuck in that one. Yeah, I'm not super fan of how this is looking, but it's still not bad. But yeah, definitely having... Yeah, wider's good too. You don't have to cut them down, just as is, and I'll sort them out to whatever works for me. But yeah, I'm not a super fan of this version of red on red on red with a little bit of pink on it, but it's okay. But I'm working these down. I might get a third one out from here. We'll see. Of a scrappy card. I gotta clean my scissors. I got a whole bunch of adhesive on there. Because things are sticking. But that's okay. Alright, so getting there, bit by bit. So the little red stripy pieces are almost done. I'm just going to leave a little bit hanging. Why not? Just makes it quirky, scrappy. And then I just have a couple of these left. Yeah. Alright, so this one's done. Just gonna trim what's left. Alright, so then I need to assess, do I have enough to do another? And I think I do. So here's the two. So yeah, it just doesn't look right, eh? So I'll have to challenge, I mean the first one looks better. This one just looks like a bit of a mess. I'm gonna do a third just to see the difference. Because then I can challenge myself to try to come up with something that's gonna work, kind of thing. So hopefully I can come up with something good to finish this off. But I think that might be for another night or tomorrow. because I'm not quite sure what to design these into. But yeah, that's it for the little stripy ones. Last piece. And the rest is all just reds here. That's all that's left. Which still might look pretty good. We'll see. And I gotta trim it because it's me. Just fixing my scissors because I got so much stuff stuck to it. Alright, let's see here. And just keep it going. Add more adhesive as needed. But yeah, I'll have to come up with something good to put on the front of these. I don't know yet. I'll see. I keep looking at the screen up there, but there's no comments up there. Gotta love Facebook. Alright, another round of adhesive. Yeah, I get like super focused when I do Scrappy. Because it's like, to me, it's like a puzzle in itself. On where am I going to put the pieces, line them up. I mean, this tickles me really, really. Actually, I'm liking this one more, I think. But maybe I think they're all going to turn out once I figure out what I'm going to put on it. And I generally quest myself to stay within the theme of the kit. I may do that. I may not. I might do something else. Because I don't have to stick with the theme. I can always do whatever the heck I want with it, really. Which I think might be pretty much of a good idea. To do something different. Any ideas from the audience on what to put on the front of these Scrappy cards? Any design ideas? Do you want a hearts theme or something else? Dogs, cats? What do you think goes with very red here? Oh, this is called real red, this color. I think. I should know my colors. I don't usually know my colors. Yeah, it is definitely a puzzle. I love it. Alright, we're almost done. And this is going to be the last one. That much I can see right now. And I have literally 2 pieces left. So, not bad for using up as much as I can from this kit. Oh, Evelyn saying paw prints. That's actually a cool idea. Maybe I'll do that. Alright, let me just trim. So literally all that's left from the kit is those. So this one, even though it's all mostly red and red and red, looks pretty good. Then there's that one, which kind of is nice. And then here's the original one. So there we go. So I've got 3 of these. Do you want me to stay on, or are we going to call it a night? Any thoughts towards that? We have a vote for paw prints. We can do paw prints. Actually, I have paw prints here. I'll have to figure out what that means, though. So I'm just going to grab a piece of white as my back base, so I can kind of see how this looks. got like a piece of shiny something from somewhere in the past. A small dog or roses? Up to me. Yeah, I've been here for an hour. Small dog or roses? Interesting idea. Well, I think a dog will do. So here's, you know, the scrappiness. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a trim on that one. I could do a small doggy. Let me find a dog stamp. My foot fell asleep. Speaking of dogs, I still have Buddy under me. But we're not going to do the big doggy stamp because that's just too big. Oh. You know what? I'm in a cat mood, actually. I'm in a cat mood. For a change. Because I haven't used this yet. I'm thinking about it. Meow. So I've got 3 of these to make. And I could stamp one of these and potentially get 3 sections out of it. Potentially. I might try that. Alright, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try the new cat stamp I have not used yet. Oh, I got an itchy ear suddenly. Alright, let me get some paper. I'm gonna need more paper. I'm gonna need a lot more paper. And I'm gonna need a Stamparatus. I'm not sure the stamps that we did before with animals. To be fair, I can't remember which stamp that is, Elaine. I've used so much at times that I can't remember. Now it's gonna bug me. But yeah, I'm gonna experiment with that for the moment with the cat one. I just want to see what it's gonna do. So I got a partial idea. So I'm gonna cut 5 and actually, no, I'll just do 5 and a half. Oh, dog, cat, owl. Okay, thank you for reminding me, because I'm like, I can't remember what stamp that was. Alright, I'm just gonna put those off to the side. Yeah, I'll look for that after. I just want to try what's in my head right now. Alright, Stamparatus, here we come. Yeah, I know the stamps you're talking about now. I think they're here? I have to look. Because they're actually retired. And it's like, no, I don't want them to be retired. They were so cute. But they're retired. Alright. So I'm just going to stick that on. Stamparatus time. Then I'll look for the other one. But I just want to try this out first. Alright. So, Meow Mates. Here we go. This is like the first time I'm using this one. Now, I've never done it this way where I don't put the stuff on it. I didn't know you can stick it. Goes to show I learned something from Elaine, actually, from the Playdate. So, now I know. Because I've always been worried about the sticker things, and it messes me up and that. Now it's like, I don't have to actually worry about that. Alright. So I'm going to use the black ink, because I think it just looks good. So I know I'm slightly off camera, guys. Sorry. Let me bring it in a little bit so you can kind of see half of what I'm doing. I'm going to put my scissors away. That way I don't feed it to Buddy. So I'm going to super ink up my Meow Mates. Oh yeah, here's a funny story. So at work, my boss bought a doorbell because in the office, like we're a small location actually. We're a big facility, but there's only like 8 of us. So there's only like so many of us in the office. And sometimes we lock the front door because we're on the corner that really catches a lot of wind. So we don't have too many visitors. Anyway, so he bought this doorbell and he's going through all the doorbell chimes trying to find the right one. Well, it turns out one of them had meow, meow, meow. And it's like, maybe not like that, but it was like, I just started laughing. I'm like, oh my god, we're going to have like a cat meowing in the office? Alright, so I think that's well inked, because you can see it's dark now. So it's just funny. You know, all you hear is meow. And then we're like, no, like, pick something normal. And they're making fun of, do we want the cat or the rooster? I'm like, oh my god. Well, I'm not going to be in the office that much if I'm going to be hearing this doorbell all day. Alright, so I got my magnets underneath, which is kind of impeding a little bit. So let's pull up. Hey, that turned out pretty darn good for the Meow Mates, except, again, I seem to have a problem with the one spot in the middle. There. Okay, that got, oh, that looks, it kind of got doubled up a little, but it looks really good. Look at the Meow Mates. Meow. Alright, let's clean that stamp. And then we're gonna put that away. And I'm gonna chop that up because I'm still having an idea. I have a couple of ideas. But yeah, roll with me in a short. That was cool. That turned out quite nicely. Thank you, Elaine. I like using the stamps that way. Alright. So I think I'm good for Stamparatus for now. I want to put it away before I ruin it. Because these are hard to get. We don't sell these anymore. No! Which sucks. They're like one of our best tools ever, and yet we can't promote them. Oh, Buddy's super curled up on my foot. Hi, Buddy. I gotta put this back, Buddy, before you eat it. Oh, I need a paper trimmer again. Alright. So, poor kitties. We're gonna chop them. So, I'm just gonna slice a little bit off the top. Kind of even it out. Alright, so then, I'm gonna slice a little bit off the side, too. Even that out. So then, I gotta do some math. Now, math and me are not my friend. So, I need a calculator. I want to do 5.5 divided by 3. What's that roughly? 1.83, yeah. Okay, so not 175. We'll just go, I'll just do that. And then we'll just roll with however this turns out. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, cool. I'm curious of what the competition has for stamping plates and apparatus type thingies, but it's good to know. At least there's something out there. Okay, so here's our cats. So at least we've got some decent cat faces on here to work with. I don't remember which is which, but yeah, I think it was... I don't know. I think it was like that. Doesn't matter. Maybe not. Oh, they're cute, though. Yeah, I think it was like that. Okay, so I gotta clear the calculator off my screen because that's gonna be confusing now. So let's bring in back our thing. Our 3 scrappy cards. So 1, 2, 3. So let's see how we can make this work. It may not work, actually. Definitely with the red. The red. And then I'm just trying to think how to position these guys. So it looks weird, but you know what? I kind of like it. So then each one of these kind of needs, yeah, so on the solid color, it actually, for me here, it works really good. On the busy colors, it doesn't. It just kind of gets lost. Okay. So I'm getting an idea. Now how I did with last night's card was I made one dog as a focal point. So in the same with this, I need to make a cat a focal point. Now, center it on the pink. Yeah, it just looks weird. It might work though. But yeah, I'm just trying to think. So some of these cats need to pop. Now, we'll do one cat per. It's just trying to figure out the colors. Now I need some cat colors. Alright, we'll do one at a time. We'll come back to it. So, I got a couple ideas in my head. Let me see. Alright, I'm going to tackle this one first. So, this one, I got choice of those 3 cats. I kind of want that one. I need a color for the kitty. Kitty, I need some colors. Let me grab something. So I could use markers, but let's see what I have for markers, because markers will just make things a lot easier for time consuming. I also have other markers too. So I have crumb cake, light crumb cake. I also got like a yellow, but that might be too yellowy. Lemon lime twist. Ooh. I might just try crumb cake on one of them. I might do just crumb cake of all of them. That way it's just more of a neutral, but ginger. Ginger might be a good one. Now, what do I have for possible ginger? Oh, what's this? This is pale papaya. That might work. Let me grab my pale papayas here. I have another one somewhere. But yeah, pale papaya. Is that pale papaya? Yep. Pale papaya might work. That way it's got that, you know, kind of colorish happening. Alright, I was going to put that down. I'll watch out for Buddy. So let's start with light pale papaya. And I hope it works. Alright. I'm just going to do that cat. I'm going to get Flirty Flamingo out in a bit. That way to help color it in. Just seeing where it starts and stops, this kitty. Alright, it's a good start. Just to give it something. Alright. Reddish brown, okay. Yeah, I can always add after. So that's that kitty. We'll come back. Now these ones, Okay, this one's a cutie. This one's being a little bit playful. Okay, that one's just being playful. This is so cute. Okay, now this one, I like that one for some reason. I know I'm doing them all the same color. I know it's kind of weird, but I can always go back in and add some colors in the short. Okay, there's our 3 cats. Where's my cap for this? Right in front of me. So let me try going in with dark pale papaya just to kind of work out some of the colors. And I might grab another marker in a bit to work in more detail. I don't know, it's not bad actually, but yeah, it definitely needs a 3rd color. The second one a little higher in the card. Okay. I'll look at it in a short. I just want to get these colored in so I can kind of see where I'm going with these colors. Alright, good start. Now, let's just try crumb cake, just for giggles here. See if that might help with some of the colors. Oh yeah, crumb cake. It's working pretty good. Yeah, crumb cake. It's definitely a good possibility. Which means I should go grab the darker one. Yeah, let me grab the darker crumb cake. Because that's the light version. Because it needs to be a little darker. And I think I'm happy with the cats. Alright. Crumb cake, where are you? There she is. Alright, crumb cake, the darker. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now that's suddenly a lot darker, eh? Might be a bit of a hot mess, but that's okay. Alright, and then I'm going to bring in a little bit of pink. So let's go light flirty flamingo. That's such a color I keep reaching for lately. I got dark. I want light. I just gotta find it. Where are you? She is? Okay. Alright. Let me see where I'm going to do with the Flirty Flamingo. Just to give a little bit of pink. That way they kind of look like cats. Alright, not bad. Not great. Okay, so that was a lot of coloring. So, let's figure out positioning. Oh, okay. Hey, the blends are fun though, I will admit. So here's what I'm thinking with these, that we can kind of see what the plan is. So then we're going to need some phrases here. Now, the new paper pumpkin kit. Let me peek at that, because there might be something in there. Oh, Buddy's moved from my feet finally. Yay! So the phrase that I used last night, thank you for always being there for me, I think I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use it in red. I think that might work really well. So I need 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Since I'm really on a roll tonight. Alright, let me make sure I got the direction of these correct. Yep, okay. I might put that more upward. I don't know. I'll play around with it once I get the item stamped. Just a note, you like that one. Okay. I do like just a note as a stamp, but this one I'm using tonight, thank you for always being there for me. It's the newest stamp. I like it. And it works well on that piece too. Because I used this stamp last night and it's stuck on me. Now, just a note, I think that stamp came from the Notes from the Heart stamp paper pumpkin, which is a good one. And sometimes it's just simply, hey, it's paper pumpkin stamps. It just tickles me the right way, I find. So, I don't know why, but they do. Okay, so I've got those to bring back the red in again. And then, really, it's just assembly. And see if this is going to work. Like, it's cute. I will say that, but it's different. Alright, I'm going to put this back with the new paper pumpkin kit box. So at least I know where it is for later. Alright, so I'm going to assemble these. Now, I'm thinking of that. And then that one, I just want it like maybe that. And then this one, there we go, is what I'm kind of going for. Let me know what you think. But I think that's going to work. Now I'm going to need more white because I got to have card bases for these. I got 1, but I need more. Because yes, I go through a lot of white paper, guys. Seriously. Unbelievably a lot of white paper. So I've just recently had to, oh, I dropped my little tag because I have a bundle of paper that I keep a little note on its source because I do experiment with different sources of white from time to time, and I'm on the new experimenting of the latest white. Alright, so there. I've got more paper. Alright, now I should be good to assemble. And then we're going to add some bling. And then I've completed this kit. Yay! Until I get more pieces from Elaine. Alright, so I'm doing dimensionals. Why not? Where's my dimensionals? There they are. Alright. We're going on full on dimensionals. But super cute. That was actually really fun to use the cat stamps because I haven't used them yet. As a way of, well, how can I use them? Totally inspired from last night that I made. And then, like there. That's a bit off-white, but that's okay. And then the next one. And then now that this kit is done, on my to-do list is get, figure out go find my puzzle packets, go find a few other things. Perhaps come up with a scrappy puzzle packet, because I think that'll be fun. And then start working on Hello Spring kits, because I haven't done much with it yet, so I'm a little behind. Although, I think with timing, I might work on the newest one instead, but depends on my dates and that. Depends on what I'm feeling. I also gotta come up with what's the paper pumpkin class for next month. Get back on track of all that. There, that is really cute, actually. Might be, that's crooked, actually. Ugh. That is crooked. Whoa, I'm a little out of it tonight. Let me fix that quickly. I gotta bring it closer to me so I can see. There we go. That's a little bit more better. And then this one. But yeah, this is great. I actually got myself to sit down and work on this tonight. Happy kitty. Literally happy kitty. Alright, and I still gotta finish assembling. Oh, that's good. Well, enjoy the mystery packet. Mystery puzzle packet. I originally started calling them puzzle, then I started calling them mystery, and then I don't know, I'm back and forth on the terms. I gotta eventually pick one. Alright, that is cute. Alright, so then that's gonna go on with dimensionals. And then we are done. Mostly done. But that's not all. I gotta do one more thing after these are done, is show all the cards I've made from this kit. And I'll probably do another video of that another day, just a shorter version, because I do want to show my accomplishment of done and done and done. I like how this time around I've done something different than normal versus just stay within the kit, do something outside of it just to kind of swap it up. Oh yeah, marker over there. I got like stuff everywhere here. Alright, so then that's this one. Super cute. Then the last one. Oh yeah, we gotta do bling too. I almost forgot. Use up the rest of my bling, I think. Alright, bring that in. Okay, bling time. Not exactly sure how many I'm gonna use yet. I might just do 3. Okay, we got 1. 2. And 3. Yeah, they are really cute. I like how they turned out. How'd I do the other one? I like to kind of replicate some of the same stuff I do over and over. Alright, there we go. We're done. Okay. Sweet. Alright, let me... That was actually really, really cute. I like how they turned out. Different, but cute. Alright, I'm just going to pack up a little bit. Now, for the finale. Give me a sec to grab a few things as I'm knocking stuff everywhere. Oh, I gotta grab a box. The finale. Just gonna slide these in. And we're gonna do a quick tour of what we made from all of this kit. I just need a moment to make some piles. Okay. We got lots happening here. Okay, so we got a lot happening here. All right. I'm just going to get my desk arranged a little better because this is going to get messy. So these are the originals, and I just chopped the card bases as I liked to kind of be able to stretch the kit. So 3 of those. There was 3 of these, but I have a 4th somewhere actually. Because I realized there's extra pieces, and then we've got, so let me do those. So there was a 4th, but these are cute, you know, mostly originals. Then there's these. These are the originals. Now these ones I did not chop the card base. Go figure. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's 9 from the original. And then here's the alternatives. These hearts are from Teresa, and I just cut those out and put love on here. So we got 1, 2 as they're falling off. Woo! 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 of those just by chopping the negatives of the strip hearts. So that's 4. So 9 and 4 is 13, I believe. And then we had a whole bunch of these. that I used pieces and brought in some supplies and used some of the leftover hearts and ribbon, well, thread and whatever. So we have a whole whack of these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if that was 13, now we're at 22 if my math is correct. Then we have these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Apparently there's 8. I thought there was 9 for some reason. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 apparently. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe 1 is elsewhere. So we got 8. So I said 22 plus 8 is 30, if my math is right. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So 33 cards inspired from supplies and additional supplies from that kit. And I'm proud of myself for that. And it's a kit that started off with 9 cards, and this is how I stretched. So how I stretched is I brought in a couple different stamp sets. I got Meow Mates. I also had I had Stamped with Love. I used some other designer series paper from other sources. I had these hearts from Teresa. And let me do a quick see. I did use some different stamps here and there. And then I used other designer series paper. There's the shiny hearts. I had still the sticker ones. I used different bling. Some of the mailboxes were done from older retired paper. Some was left over. So yeah, the thread was from the kit. The bling was from somewhere else. And I use a lot of the phrases, tags from just wipe scraps, literally scraps, I got kicking around here. And away we go. And then lastly, the last 3 are just scrappies, and then used an old die that I already had pre-cut, and boom, done. Okay, awesome, yay. And with that, I am going to bed. Alright, I just gotta find all my buttons here. Bear with me a moment, because I got stuff scattered. Anyways, that was lots of fun. Thanks for watching. This was actually really enjoyable. And I'm glad you guys got to see to the end. Alrighty. See ya. Bye.